Hey everyone, One Big Boss here, and welcome back to another episode of Video Game Stories, a series on which I reflect on stories about video games or how video games are connected to a certain part of my past. Now, I like doing these. I haven't done as many as I would have liked, honestly, over the years. I started off really good, and then I kind of just drifted off, and, well, I'm back doing some more because I've been thinking about a lot of things lately, and being a channel that does focus on newer games, but also focuses on the old, the retro, the nostalgia. This story is very special to me because I have been thinking about this for a while now, given my current age at the time of making this video. It is of 34 years old, and, it's not that I'm feeling like, my life is coming to an end or whatever the case may be. Nothing like that, no. It's really got me thinking a lot about how much gaming has changed in the landscape of things over the last real decade or so, and what had happened to me over that decade. Now, this story goes all the way back to the video game store that me and all my friends either worked at or hung out. It became our clubhouse. This place was the Cheers of video games. Everybody knew your name, okay? You walked in there was always somebody to recognize. We had a lot of regulars that came into the store that we all just became friends with. We all played video games with. And this was like our hangout. Our clubhouse. This was when, obviously, I'm in my early 20s and, my late teens, early 20s. This was the place to go. And this game store, I don't know if I can name drop it because it's not really around anymore. I think they have, a few stores left in certain places, so I'd rather not name drop things and, get sued or whatever the case may be. I don't know how it works. I know, some companies don't like you name drop and they go after you either way. This game store, though, was one of the best gaming experiences of my life because it gave me insight to how others' minds worked when it came to video games, seeing and interacting with the public. Even though, at one point I never worked at this place, but we all pretty much worked at this place. Sometimes they'd step out and go get food and everything like that, and I'd just be behind the counter and stuff. I'd help people with their games, I'd help sell games and stuff. Or if I'm just sitting there playing games one day, and they were having a real hard time selling this game to this woman or their family or whatever, I'd step in and be like, oh yeah, no, I actually have this game, and this game actually is better than I thought it would be. I would do stuff like that to help my friends out with sales and such. So this store, honestly, also is where I became even more obsessed for fighting games that I already am. And given the fact that Guilty Gear Strive is out now, that also can be traced back to the gaming store days, right? So, I guess we should start off by some of the people that work there. These guys were hilarious. I'm not joking, guys. These guys, you could be on your worst day of your life, you go into this place, and everybody there would make you laugh. It was a place of non-stop laughter, real, down-to-earth people, and funny fucking bastards. One of the guys who was pretty much our manager at this place, he and his little brother were pretty much the owners of the, well, not owners, but they pretty much ran the store. And it was really hilarious on how people would come in, and you could clearly tell that these people were trying to sell stolen gaming systems and consoles and games and such like that. You just knew, right? It was always hilarious. And our buddy would just stand there and just be like, no. He would refuse it. The people were just acting so shady and stuff. He would never let nothing would get by him. He always had, a quick comeback for everything, too. It was great. He just would go off on people in all the right ways, though. It was hilarious. He would play with them. He would toy with them, and it was just, the kid was brilliant, right? And another buddy of mine was a big Guilty Gear fan like I was. Now, the funny thing of it was, I walked into the store, I want to say around, it was about 2007, and I had graduated in 2006. Now, I went to a trade school, and in this trade school, this was a place where you would go and you would share your shop week, the week that you went to either do automotive, photography, which is what I ended up doing in real life, nursing, all that kind of stuff. They had that shop, and then you do 1 week of academics. So when you become a freshman, you're actually sharing your shop week with the juniors that are also in your shop. And then the juniors move on to be seniors, and you become sophomores, and you're with that group for 2 years. Then when they graduate, you get your own freshmen. So I befriended one of the guys, actually befriended a couple of the older classmates there, because a lot of us really just loved gaming, right? And I didn't see my buddy Joe for a couple of years after that. And it was about 2000, early 2007 is when I went to the store, and he was working behind the counter. So we reconnected, and I just started hanging out there. I didn't realize how much time I was actually hanging out there. at this store, right? Like, I would get off work at the restaurant, and I would just come on in, and I'd be there for hours. Just hours and hours of having fun, hanging out with everybody, the regulars that were coming in. And one of the big things we did, again, this is going to relate back to Guilty Gear, is the fact that, again, Joe is a huge Guilty Gear fan like I am. He loves the music. He's a metalhead like me. And this was a great place to play Guilty Gear, because all of us fucking played it. Everybody in the store had played this game, and we were playing, I think it was PS2, the Accent Core Plus, and we would put that on the main screen, which was behind the desk. Like, the front desk is like right here, and then on the side, on the right side, there would be a case for like all their rare games that they have, and on the other side was just a black countertop, and that on the end of it had the device that would clean discs. So we would be on the side that would clean discs. We'd all either like hop up on the counter, or we'd be sitting in chairs. We're just gaming on the massive big TV, kind of like this one right here. Like, you know, we had it up on the wall, and we would crack hardcore on Guilty Gear for hours and hours and hours. And obviously, you know, Joe would go and do his job if people came in, or he would have everything already done by then. He would have everything organized, and then the others would come in, and we'd all just crack on Guilty Gear. Some of the best Guilty Gear matches came out of that store. Phenomenal times. And there was another buddy of ours who would come in, and when Street Fighter 4 had gotten announced, everybody in the store was psyched, because all of us are fighting game guys, right? And a lot of us grew up playing Street Fighter. So one of our buddies would come in, and when you come into the store, there was like rows of like, you know, games and stands, and on the side there was 4 TVs on each side. So our buddy would come in, and he would take the side, well, on my side it would be, actually if you're in the store, it would be the right side. So he would take the final TV closest to us, just plop down, bring his fight stick, and he would just crack hardcore on El Fuerte in Street Fighter 4. And dear God, he is the reason why I hate that character so much. The character is loud, annoying, frustrating to fight against if you can actually use him. One of the most memorable moments I have is just listening to that character go off on, and I'm just like, dude, we're gonna come over there and beat you with that fight stick if you do not turn that TV down. Like, it got that bad. Like, I mean, he was good at what he did, but hearing that, like, you know, over and over, like that, Daddy! Like, you know, like all the voice sound effects and, you know, Spanish super moves that he had, it was just like, oh, dude, I'm getting a headache. I can't take this. Other good times that happened in the store where we saw when they debuted Xbox, like, it was like Xbox 360 for, like, when they were trying to make it the bro box, like, all about sports, and someone super cut a video online of, like, you know, the guy saying how many times they said sports in one video, in that one conference, and all of us were on the floor dying laughing, because we're not, I mean, like, we're some of us, like, enjoyed sports and everything, but we didn't want this in our video games. We wanted games. And then I remember my buddy was just like, hey, you guys remember that Fresh Prince of Bel-Air episode where they got robbed? And he was just like, way to video games. And all of us were just dying laughing. And speaking of another moment that we had in the store was where, because we weren't sports guys, and everybody traded in like a Madden game, and it was so annoying when a Madden game came through that fucking store, because we knew it would never sell. Nobody ever came in to buy Maddens. Like, they would come in and buy, like, you know, the previous year if they didn't want to drop 60 on the new one, but we would just get stacks and stacks of Maddens. So one day, I wasn't at the store when this happened, but the video is out there somewhere. And they put Madden on every TV and on every console that was hooked up to it. They had it on the Genesis, Super Nintendo, N64, PS1. It was hilarious. Like, they were going through the store, and it's like, we got Madden over here, we got Madden over here, and like one of our buddies, he was just the wild card. This guy was just the funniest things would just come out of his mouth. And all of a sudden, he just comes on the camera. He's like, yo, I gotta give a shout out to my boy, Madden. We got Madden over here, Madden. And I'm just like, oh, Jesus Christ. Like, I wish I was there for that day. And another good memory I had too was where we were all playing Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. Peace Walker was a big deal for a lot of us because a lot of us were huge Metal Gear fans. And the fact that we could all play this game together, like, you know, we'd have our PlayStation portables and we'd just, like, be able to play all together and do these missions. That was a great gaming moment, because we always were playing when the store was dead. We never had business coming in, so we were all able to just, like, you know, sit down and just have a blast. And that was, again, one of the great memories from that store, is doing that. You know, we had a lot of great times when it came to that stuff. I mean, there was a time where we actually bought Madden games, everything from the store, because they were so dirt cheap. They were selling them for like $1, so we'd pay $1 and we'd start destroying them. Like, I remember, like, one of us, like, I think it was me actually, it was me. I was holding it like this, and my buddy would just wind up his fist and just crash, like, right through the thing. The kid was strong. And another one was where I was like, alright, dude, hold that up. And he's like, what? Just hold it up. I can do like the Van Damme thing. He's like, you mean the thing where you kick people out, cigarettes out of people's mouths? And I was like, well, I'm not gonna kick that out of your mouth. Just hold it up with your hand. And I just like threw up a kick and I shattered the thing. And my buddy, one of my other friends, like jumped off the countertop, and it was just shit like that, man. Is like what makes memories. And we had a blast. And then, you know, we were like hucking Madden discs. Like after we buy like a bunch of them, we just go out into the parking lot and we're just fucking hucking them. Like out in the things like frisbees and out into the dark parking lot. And this parking lot was like as big as a football field. It was things like that were really good times, man. Like we had a lot of moments in that, a lot of memories, a lot more stories that have come out of that place. But there was a day on 2010. I woke up in the morning and I was tagged in a massive post of like 50 people. And I'm checking it, and I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, this is... Ugh, that's not good. And it was sad. Unfortunately, the store had closed down. I don't remember what the reason was for it. I think they were just, like, losing money in the place, if I remember correctly, because of things like GameStop, which had opened up near us and everything. You know, GameStop at the time was this up-and-coming store and beating out all these, like, smaller retro stores, and these mom-and-pop stores were going out of business. And it's like, no, we wanted these places, right? We wanted these stores because this is where you actually felt like a gamer. GameStop never made you feel like that. They just wanted your money. These places, yeah, obviously they want money and stuff, but, you know, we got games for better prices back then. We got trade-in values for better prices. We had stores that could actually fix consoles and fix games. You didn't have that with GameStop. That's one of the things I feel that always hurt GameStop, was never allowing that. You know, we had a lot of memories in there, like all the fight nights we played, the Smash Brothers tournaments, just like the massive times we all like were there to have food and hang out, and even the guy in the back who was always fixing our consoles or whatever, he was always working in the back. I swear to God, I've only seen the guy like in like the 3, 4, 5 years I was in that store. I only met him about 3 times, and he came out. He was a very quiet guy, very nice guy, but very quiet. And when the store shut down, I was just like, did anybody let him out of the back room? We didn't forget about him, right? Because the running joke was we kept him locked in the back room because he never came out to like hang out with any of us. He was always there to really work hard, and he did. And like, you know, I met a lot of amazing people, people from all walks of life, guys who liked guns, guys who were into like some sports, and everybody, you know, was honestly at the end of the day a gamer. And this was a place that really made you feel like that. And now at my age of 35, it's been over 10 years since that store shut down, but I still feel it every day. I think about those memories, I think about the people, I tell the stories, I tell the more outrageous stories at times too. I'm not sure I can tell that story here. Like I said, I don't want to begin. I mean, it's over and done with, the store pretty much, but, you know, it makes me think on life in general, because the thing was, after a while, we actually did have reunions every year. Now, a lot of us all lived within the same town, so we would all still gather throughout the, you know, the days and hang out at like my house here. I remember the time like I got a bunch of the guys from the store to come here. We played 50 Cent Bulletproof on the TV. That was fucking hilarious.
God, okay. What are you doing to that man?
Him.
You stole his credit card! You killed him and stole his credit card!
Why not? What's the paintball notice for a few days?
See what happens if you jump. See what happens if you jump. Just for shits and giggles.
You serious?
Yeah.
No, our perfect run.
A perfect run.
He's walking away.
Pretty sure you just got shot point blank in the face and took it like a champ.
Whoa, I'm meleeing this shit.
That guy just bled Kool-Aid.
Never forget that day. But I would also, like, you know, go to their house or one of these guys' houses or another one, or one of our buddies. He had like a room like mine, but way better. He had like more rare games, more controllers, more consoles. He had more than what I have here, ladies and gentlemen, okay? And it was great. And we would have those reunions at a Chinese restaurant, which sadly closed down. Like a place that had been around, a staple in the town that we went to for years, and it had closed down. It was a place that just... We all went for our birthdays. They always gave us the back room. They never watered down the alcohol. They poured the heavy alcohol on for the guys. I mean, I didn't drink, but was always a great time. And it was things like these is where it's just like, it's harder to do these things, right? I see some YouTubers out there that can get their friends to come over and make videos like that pretty much. But it's really hard when you get older to do these kind of things with people. Like your friends who are older, because some of them are married, some of them have kids, some of them have very demanding jobs. We were doing all this stuff back in like 2007 to 2010. Okay, like, at least for me, like when I pretty much joined the store and everything, but we were doing all this stuff for years in our teens and early 20s where you could do that stuff, right? It's a lot harder to do that now. It really is. And, you know, for us old-timers, we have these memories of these kind of places, but I don't think a lot of kids these days are going to have that. Younger kids, their bonding experience is different from ours because they don't go out to game stores and play video games or get to know the people that work there or go to Chinese restaurants or go to conventions or whatever the case may be. They don't, I mean, I'm sure they do the convention thing, obviously, but, you know, a lot of kids' interaction with each other now is all, like, you know, Xbox, PlayStation, you know, online gaming. And I know so many people that do this. Like, have you ever thought about meeting your friends and go, like, you know, have them all, like, gather at a convention or all go to meet each other? And a lot of them are like, nah, not really. This is kind of cool, you know. You know, it sucks that we can't all get together. I'm like, why can't you? You know? It's just, it's something that I think this generation of gamers right now and the next one after is going to miss out on. If we don't have these kind of retro game stores to hang out at and just, like, play video games all day, you know, and buy games and have a great time, like, I feel that is going to be a major downfall of gamers collaborating with one another. Now, obviously, we have conventions where people meet each other and stuff, but, you know, at 34 years old, I really do miss those days. And I wish I had photos from those days, okay? Like, I only have photos from our meetups and stuff, right? But, you know, like, our meetups, but I just wish our phones were better back then. Because we only had, like, you know, flip phones, we had, like, Razor phones, and what was one of the other ones? Like, Nextels, and some, like, you know, early smartphones that had the cameras on them, but obviously we didn't have cloud systems to back all that stuff up and everything, and of course the pictures were low-grade quality and everything, but god damn it, I really wish I had photos from those days. There are some that are floating around on all of our Facebooks and everything, but I don't know. At the end of the day, it sucks that it's not a thing. Nothing lasts forever, but I would really kill for one more year with everybody. Just getting everybody together at the store, Guilty Gear, Street Fighter, playing Madden, you know, just all jamming to, like, fucking Metal Gear on PSP. I would love, you know, like, just watching people come in and try to trade games in, and then all of us picking the big games out ourselves and buying them from the store, you know, it just, I miss it. As an adult, it really hits me harder because that's a part of my life that's gone. As much as I try to have my friends over here to play, like, Mario Party and all this other stuff, it's tough. It's tough, it sucks, it's a fact of life, which is why for any younger viewers that come across this, please make more of an effort to meet your online friends, okay? Or any of your friends that you live near, and you all have, like, Xbox and everything, you play Xbox together or PlayStation, whatever the system of gaming choice you play on PC, don't stay at your separate homes and play. Bring everybody together. Have a console night, like a 4-player split screen, or bring computer monitors, set them up in your room. I've done that here with my friends. We all played Monster Hunter on these 3 monitors that I have right here. Like this big TV right here, my 2 computer monitors, we played Monster Hunter. So, don't lose that. Don't lose that ability to go to a person's house just because of the convenience of online. Especially if your friend is right down the street, have them come over. Buy some food. You know, crank the AC because it gets hot with all this shit running and stuff, because those are memories you want to have. You don't want to, like, be, like, later in life and regret shit. I wish we did that. Now, I have no regrets about the game store because, you know, I had a lot of fun there for years, a lot of good people, and it's just really, at the end of the day, it just sucks that we don't have that anymore. And getting together is becoming more and more rare, and that's a fact of life. But there's still memories that I get to have. Memories I get to relive when I'm feeling sad. Memories when I'm really missing everybody. And I think of all these hilarious moments, and all these other moments I didn't get to talk about here in the video. And they're just awesome. They're just great memories, and that's what's important. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Video Game Stories. I know it's kind of a long one, but this one I really wanted to talk about because of the nostalgia rush, you know, my age, how long it's been since the store was around. I really felt that a lot of people would really enjoy a a story like this. And on YouTube, you don't hear a lot of good stories, it seems. You always hear drama or bullshit or the worst videos ever, and they're getting all the views. And I really want people to watch this one, not for the views, but just to reflect on a moment in their life when they were me. Older gamers that had this, or playing games in their basement with their friends, or whatever, going to tournaments. These are the ideas that just need to happen. Like, you know, these ideas that you have, make them happen, so you can have those memories to look back on someday in the future like I have. So with that being said, please thumbs up and subscribe, because it's free. In this day and age, free is a damn good thing. As always, everybody, thank you for watching. I'm One Big Boss, and I will see you all next time. Hey guys, thanks again for watching this video. If you can give it a share, that'd help my channel out big time. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, where I'm most active. Links down below in the description. Many thanks again, guys. Greatly appreciated.